Hello, everybody. It's the Warm back with VLR. Last time, quite a few things. Well, no, not quite a few. About three things of note happened. We had our little incident with Kay. We discovered the mark of blood that was on the old woman's body. And what was the third thing? Um, It's not coming to me right now, but maybe it will in while I'm talking about the other stuff. Okay, so first things first, I do have to say that well, I don't I don't think I owe Kay an apology. He did betray us for pretty self-centered reasons. Not understand not what am I saying? They are understandable reasons, but he did betray us nonetheless. But I did, unfortunately, forget a lot of the previous examples of Kay's conduct in the past. So thank you to Amber for reminding me of those things. So to just reiterate that whole idea, basically, I had a pretty negative impression of Kay from what he did last time. But I had forgotten that before that last episode, in my playthrough, there's been around 4 or 5 times where Kay has been in a position where he has 6 points and could betray to get to 9. And yet, in all of those different situations, he picked ally. And probably the most notable among those was the one where Fi tricked Dio and then went into the room basically guaranteeing that she was going to pick ally. And, you know, that was an instance where he had a guarantee that she was going to ally, and yet Kay didn't betray her. And so basically, that whole being reminded of that. It's kind of left me more confused than anything else. I mean, he he betrayed us so it was so blatant. It was so like no it was very simple. He just said, I I'm gonna get out of here. I fear for my life. See ya. And then he was gone. And then in the route where we betrayed him back, he just had this sort of nefarious attitude, where he's like, "Oh, I guess I couldn't get you to trust me, ha ha ha," and it's very strange. I don't understand why he did that when, especially in the Fi example, Kay made a promise with Fi. He promised. He didn't just say he would. He said that he promises he would. And when he was with Sigma just now, he also promised. And yet, in both situations, people had died. I think it's just yeah, it's just strange. I don't know how to. I guess I don't have a lock on who Kay is really. Um, I know that there are a few suggestions thrown out as to why he was acting this way, as in his mindset could be different. Maybe he's a killer in one scenario where he's not in another, or maybe he just doesn't like Sigma. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I guess I have to wait and see more because the last episode that was the exception, not the rule. So the question is what led him to make that decision, I guess. In any case, oh yes, I remember the third thing. See, just like I said I would, we discovered Quark in the treatment center, and we also discovered in the process of that the Golem Bay had been unlocked and opened, even though no one seems to know how or why that happened. So That's mysterious. So apparently there's someone who has the ability to just go and unlock any room they want, I guess. Which is pretty crazy. And so, yeah, it's been a constant question, where has Quark been? Apparently, someone finds him and takes him to the treatment center. And I guess maybe it's because they're essentially cryogenic chambers, right? Is that the right word? I can't remember. They freeze you. So maybe in doing that, his heart technically stops, and then that's what causes the bracelet to come off. Because we see that his bracelet is off, but he's still alive. At least that's my assumption as to what's going on there. So we'll just have to see going forward who put him there, why, when, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. And whoever unlocked that Golem Bay presumably has K's suit key, but just gonna have to wait and see where that pops up, if ever. Okay. Let's continue. We've brought everyone to the rec room. We're gonna be trying to use the luminol on everyone's wrist to see if we can find out who perhaps killed the old lady and took her place in the Nonary game. Let's do this.
This is the rec room. Dio and I came here earlier when we were looking for Quark.
So why are we here?
Was there something here you needed to see?
Also, I believe Tenmyoji and Clover are missing right now. I think. Okay. I said nothing, and instead made my way over to the cabinet. Inside was the luminol. I reached in and pulled it out, then headed to the light switch and flipped it. The room went dark, and I headed back to where the others were still standing.
Whoa, what is this? You gonna start telling ghost stories or something?
Why? You scared of ghosts?
You're kidding me, right?
Then show me how brave you are. Stick out your bracelet. You too, Phi, please.
Our bracelets?
Yeah. I want to see the underside of them.
What do you mean by that?
I mean the side on the bottom. The side that doesn't have the display on it. Come on. You really gonna make me explain this?
I know what you mean. What I'm asking is what the hell you think you're...
Just do it. It's not hard.
Should I also participate?
No, you're fine, Kay. Your bracelet is a little different from ours. But I'll join in just to make it fair. There was a brief moment of hesitation before Dio and Phi stuck out their arms. I held out mine out as well, wrist pointed upwards.
This okay?
Yeah. Just hold it like that for a moment. As fast as I could, I pulled out the luminol from my pocket and sprayed it across all three of our wrists.
Ugh, cold. What the hell, man?
Dio jerked his arm back with a shout. Don't see anything glowing. Phi's bracelet is clean. So is mine, of course.
That leaves only Dio.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'll explain it in a minute. Just show me your bracelet. Is something wrong? Just show it to me. Come on, Dio. We don't have time for this.
Why do I have to do what you tell me to?
Because I'm trying to prove your innocence.
Oh, like hell you are. I don't know what you're looking for, but you're not gonna find it on me.
Then just show me your arm.
No, you don't get to order me around. I have rights.
As he spoke, Dio made a break for the exit. He didn't get far.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dio.
He spun around toward the other exit. Stop him.
Don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
All three of us leapt at Dio. Oh my goodness. I knew it. His bracelet's glowing, excuse me. Then that means
Let me go! Get off of me, you fuckers!
language, sir. Dio, you killed the old lady.
No! You don't understand. This is all some kind of a mistake. Shit.
What's going on here? I think it's about time you gave us the full story.
As quickly as I could, I explained to Phi what Kay and I had noticed on the old woman's wrist.
So the person with the bloody bracelet would have to be the person who killed her.
Yeah, exactly. Even if they'd wiped it off, I figured the luminol would still react to the blood. Looks like I was right. We've got you, Dio. You might as well confess. Well?
Alright, fine. You caught me. I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Why?
Are you Zero?
No. I was under orders. I was sent here to do something.
To do what?
Who gave you this order?
I'll die before I tell you.
So your orders were more important than Alice and Luna's lives?
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I killed the old lady, but that's it. I don't know anything about what happened to Alice and Luna.
So we know that Alice and Clover, at least by Clover's admission, work for the government. I wonder who Dio works for. Oh, did I miss a line? No. That wasn't you?
Tread carefully, Sigma. This man is not to be trusted. He has already shown he is willing to lie and kill.
Come on, I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me.
Even if we do believe you, you're still a killer. You just haven't killed as many people.
Exactly. He should be restrained somehow. If we leave him be, he may well kill again.
But where would we put him?
Is there a room we can lock or anything?
How about the treatment center?
Ah, perhaps we could put him in one of the
Yeah.
treatment pods. Once we've locked it, he should be unable to escape.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, wait! I'll be good, I promise.
Really? Yeah, I think you're onto something, Kay. Let's go with that.
Come on, please. Hey, listen to me.
We'll let you out when the white door is open. Someone's going to need your bracelet to open the secondary door.
Don't fuck with me, you guys. There's no way in hell I'm going in that thing. Let go! Let me go! God damn it! I told you assholes to let me go! You can't do this! Stop! Stop! Please stop! Please! No, you can't! Ah!
Well,
Open this fucking thing! I said open it, goddammit!
I don't think so.
Ugh! You're gonna pay for this! When I get out of here, I'm gonna fucking end you!
So, I guess we figured out who the murderer was. And we found Quark.
Now all that's left to do is find Clover and Tenmyoji.
Yeah. So, what does that tell us for because the old lady's dead. Why did she end up in Luna's room that was then crane gamed over to the other side? I guess that was all Dio? I don't know, like, the minutia of how each step was done or when, but I guess we just assume it was Dio that did all of it.
Why don't we head back to the warehouse and start from there? They may have already returned.
Good point.
Let's go.
Bye, Dio. So, this also tells us another thing. You know, I was thinking well, I'll say it in a second. Okay. So do you remember how I was saying... Well, I think it's actually been a long time since I said it, so probably not. But it's the idea of which route is... Let's say it's from Dio's perspective here. Which route is going to plan? So in these routes over here, we discover the woman's body. In these routes over here, we do not discover the woman's body. So the question for me is, which of these was the intended sequence of events? I'm thinking that Dio, considering he's meant to be infiltrating this place, I'm assuming he didn't actually want us to find the body. So I'm thinking maybe it was someone else who put it in Luna's room and moved it with the crane? Or something, maybe? At least that's my thought right now. I think doing this, after finishing this, doing this third branch here, I think that'll let me know which is the intended route or not. If we discover her body or not, I think it'll either make it more likely or less likely that it was Dio's plan that we find her or not. But I'm gonna assume from now, or guess, I suppose, that Dio wouldn't have wanted us to find the body in the first place. Okay. I hope they're not handcuffed in the... No, they wouldn't be, right? We went there originally. Kay and I went to the infirmary at first. They weren't there. Huh. Looks like they aren't back yet.
Perhaps they went to look for us.
Aw, man. Now we've gotta go look for them.
How much time until the white doors open?
50 minutes.
Then I don't think we really need to hurry yet. Why don't we wait a little longer? For all we know, they're on their way back right now.
Kay and I nodded.
By the way, there was something I wanted to ask you guys about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Quark's bracelet. When we found him in the pod, he wasn't wearing it. Why?
How should I know?
Presumably, it had been taken off before we found him.
So we have no idea where it is.
Pretty much.
I see. That's not good. Without that bracelet, we won't be able to continue the game.
What?
We need 3 bracelets to open the secondary door. If we lose one...
Oh, no. We wouldn't be able to go through the secondary door.
Yeah.
Who would be pairing up with Quark?
Quark's bracelet should be a red solo. That would mean he'd be with the Cyan pair.
Who's the Cyan pair?
Clover and Tenmyoji.
The 2 people who are missing.
Quark's bracelet is gone, and his 2 teammates have disappeared.
What's going on? Does that mean Clover and Tenmyoji took the bracelet?
Well, if they found Quark before you did, yeah, there's a good chance they did.
Then why aren't they back yet?
Perhaps they've already gone through the white door.
What? No, that's not possible. The primary doors haven't even opened yet.
Perhaps someone opened one of them.
How?
I don't know, but it's happened before. Remember the 3 doors on the other side of the green door? Someone made one of them open. Perhaps this is the same thing.
But that's against the rules.
Yes, I know. But if the person opening the doors is Zero Senior, do you really think the rules matter? Zero Senior controls the entire game.
So are you saying Clover or Tenmyoji is Zero Senior?
It is a possibility. It would explain why they still haven't shown up.
Could they really have taken Quark's bracelet and gone through one of the white doors?
If they did, we won't know where they went until the doors open for the rest of us.
So I would assume.
This is all still just speculation, though. Maybe we should go look for them again. One of us can stay behind so that we don't miss them if they come back.
Okay, I'll stay.
Sigma and I will go see if we can find them then.
Make sure you get back 5 minutes before the door opens, all right? Oh, and don't forget to bring Dio with you.
Of course. This is the pantry.
So it would appear.
Well, looks like they're not here.
When we started looking for Quark, they were sent off to search everything beyond the red door, which would have meant this room.
Not gonna do us any good to hang around here, though. Let's head upstairs.
Very well.
No one here either, huh? Tenmyoji loves scotch so much, I thought we might find him here drinking some. It was around that time that I noticed Kay was acting strangely. He was staring at the shelf of alcohol in a way that I probably would have described as blankly if I could have actually seen his eyes. Hey, what's up? You want a drink?
Oh, no. Well, I would enjoy a drink, but this mask...
Right. Sorry, that sucks. Honestly, I'd gotten so used to the suit, I'd kind of forgotten you were wearing it. Why the heck did they make you wear that thing anyway? Still don't remember anything?
Well, actually, I did remember a little.
Really?
Yes,
What'd you remember?
my father.
When Dad you remember that? Did it just pop up out of nowhere?
Please, don't joke. This is serious.
Sorry. So, you remember who your father was?
Yes,
What about your mom?
I don't seem to have one.
Oh. So, your dad raised you?
Well,
Just let the man talk, Sigma. My goodness. Kay stopped for a moment, then calmly folded his hands in front of him.
I was raised in the facility
What?
where my father worked.
Okay, this is kind of funny. I'll admit.
He was the only person who worked there, which meant he was the only person I saw until I was older. That had been the situation for as long as I could remember, though, so I never thought it odd.
He wouldn't allow me to go near him while he was working, but the only times he wasn't working were the times when he was sleeping. Such the only communication I had was with the education software he'd given me, so this is obviously Kay's thoughts. I suppose I was a fairly expressionless child then. I developed body language to communicate with others, and with no one else to communicate with, I suppose it makes sense. Once I learned to read and write, I began to realize that my situation was not normal. Many of my books mentioned mother as part of a family, and in several, the mother, father, and children would eat meals together and talk to one another. Soon I found myself longing for a mother of my own. Someone who would always be with me, who would scold me if I did something wrong. At night, they would read before me before bedtime. If only I had a mother like that, I thought, I would be so happy. So for the first time in my life, I asked my father for something. He had finished working and, as usual, was making his way toward his bedroom when I stopped him and asked for a mother. He looked at me silently for a long time before finally responding, "Okay." I remember to this day how happy I was at that moment. A few months later, he called me into his laboratory. It was the first time he'd ever done something like that. My heart was beating quickly as I stepped inside. Standing next to him was a young woman, and my hopes soared. But when I heard her name, or rather, her ID number, they were dashed. He had given me a robot to play the part of him. I mean, I've been thinking about it, but I mean, this is abuse, right? He grew up. Well, abuse might not be the accurate term, but this is neglect, childhood neglect. If you kids, especially, babies need it. Kids need it. They need interaction, or else they're not going to develop correctly. They're going to be socially stunted and mentally stunted as well. So I mean, the fact that Kay is here and able to communicate with us, somewhat normally, it feels kind of almost miraculous. Of course, this is looking kind of weirdly sci-fi, so who knows what kind of he said he was given, what was it? Education software. So 2030 something is the only date we have, right? I know in the past I thought the why am I having so much trouble with this? Cryogenic? I know that leaves the potential open for maybe being much further in the future. I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe in the future we're going to have this education software that can somehow replace actual socializing. So maybe... But certainly what he's describing here definitely makes me think that's not the case. So... I didn't want a mother that was just a machine who did what a human told her to do. When I told my father that, he looked surprised for the first time in my life. Then he frowned, coughed, and admonished me for being a whiner. He'd never scolded me for anything before. At first I was surprised, then angry. Hot tears streamed down my face. My father ordered the robot to take care of me and shoot us out of his laboratory. The robot was very convincing, and she smiled and spoke as if she were a real person. But I refused to answer her and locked myself in my room. You can talk to a robot, and it will respond. But in the end, you're still talking to a machine, not a person. If that was what I'd wanted, if that was what I wanted, I still had the education software my father had given me. When I ignored the robot as it tried to take care of me, it looked sad. It couldn't really be sad, of course. It was only programmed to look that way. A robot's facade of sadness didn't mean anything to me. Very... a lot of complex thoughts for a kid, huh? He's still a kid in this moment, right? I mean, right as he's learning to read and write, you're assuming it'd be around the same time for others. So still a kid, I would think. But, I mean, he's... Okay, I mean, I don't think that should be... I guess that's not all surprising considering the very abnormal situation he is growing up in. After that, I stopped expecting anything from my father. We'd never really spoken to begin with, so it was easy enough for me to make sure we never saw one another. I lived my life as if he didn't even exist. Perhaps it seems strange to you that I continued to live with him, but I never considered leaving. Perhaps in the hidden depths of my heart I longed for a relationship with my father, but everything changed when I was 18. I left my room one morning to find a woman standing outside of it. She was the first human I'd ever seen apart from my father, and I was understandably surprised. For a moment I thought my father had created a new robot, but when I told her that, she laughed and explained that she had come to help him. As it turned out, she was a very mysterious person. She was much older than I was, but something about the way she behaved was almost girlish. She would tell me stories about the world outside in such a way that I was never sure if she was telling the truth or making up fantastic lies. Ultimately, though, the truth didn't matter. I loved her stories. She wasn't helping my father directly with his research, so I spent most of my days with her. Before long, I'd discovered she'd known my father when he was young. She told me stories about how he'd fallen in love as a younger man, and I began to imagine that the person he'd fallen in love with had been her, and that she was, in fact, secretly my mother. After she settled in with us, our long-established routine began to change drastically. First, we started to eat together. Before then, I had never shared a meal with anyone in my 18 years. She scolded me for my table manners, or more accurately, the lack thereof. If I was going to eat with others, she said, I would need to be more polite. Having eaten alone for my entire life, manners had never been something I'd even thought about. My father got into trouble, too, when he made the mistake of reading through research papers during dinner. The look of surprise and embarrassment on his face made me burst into laughter. I couldn't remember the last time I'd shared a laugh with my father. It might have been the first time. The room we'd considered our living room changed too. Before it had just been another room, but she made it comfortable. After we finished our dinner, I would sit in the sofa and relax with her and my father. Those times were the ones I cherished the most. For a little while, every day, I got the family I'd longed for ever since I was a child. At her suggestion, I started to help with my father's research. He specialized in genetic engineering, and I discovered I had an interest in it as well. Time faded away as I lost myself in research. Now that we were working and studying together, my father and I had a great deal to talk about. For the first time in my life, we began to speak with one another like father and son. Whenever I impressed him with something I had learned, I felt a surge of happiness, and it drove me to study even harder. My days felt full, right, and meaningful. But most importantly, I was happy. So is it the old woman? And, well, I'm just gonna say it. This guy looks like he's wearing the same jacket that Dio is wearing. What's up with that? 4 years passed in a blink of an eye until one day I happened to overhear my father and the woman speaking in the laboratory. Their tone was serious, so I listened closer, curious to know what they were talking about. That was when I heard her say that she planned to give her life. I heard her say that she planned to give her life to achieve their goals. It was clear that she wasn't being metaphorical. She would have to die. I was in shock. The research I had thrown myself into would lead to her death? I asked my father to stop his research immediately, but he refused to listen. She agreed with him. She told me that she had been prepared for what she had to do since the day she came to our facility. My father had known about it from the beginning as well. Angry and disappointed, I began to investigate what exactly the research I'd been helping with was working toward. Perhaps, I thought, I could figure out a way to keep her alive. I discovered much more than I'd bargained for. To begin with, I learned that the ultimate success of my father's research would require a good deal of sacrifice. And I also learned that my own existence was just another part of his project. I had been created to function as my father's spare. Wow. If he died during his research, I was intended to continue it in his place. I was stunned. I was furious with my father and with her, and even with the research I'd poured myself into for the 4 years. There was only one thing to do: destroy the facility and end my father's horrible research once and for all. I had made plans to destroy the main reactor and with it the entire facility. Okay, this is starting to sound a bit familiar. But she saw right through me. My father was livid, locked me in my room until his research was complete. All I could think of was how I might stop him. She did her best to convince me I'd misunderstood, that everything would be fine. As much as I wanted to believe her, I remembered in the back of my mind that she had been the one who pushed me to become involved in my father's research. Had that been an earnest desire to give me something to do with my life, or... Still, I couldn't bring myself to hate her. She had given me a reason to live. Even if she had conspired with my father to mold me into his replacement, the warmth she'd shown me had been real. She'd made me feel as if I had a real family, and that was something I wouldn't have given up for the whole world. I pleaded with her to leave, but she quietly shook her head. There was someone very special to her, she told me. He had saved her life once, and she felt like her death would help repay the favor. She'd have liked nothing more than to marry him and live a happy, normal life together, but she couldn't. For his sake, she said, and for the sake of the future she wanted, she was determined to see my father's research succeed. I realized then that, although she was the most important person in my life, there was someone more important than me in hers. She tried to explain that beyond what we could see was a future where no one would have to die, but I refused to listen. What good was a potential future to me? It was what I had now that I wanted. I couldn't stand to think that she would give her life for a man I'd never even seen. Oops. So a separate person from his father. Got it. So I shut myself off from the world. Perhaps that is why I lost my memory. Deep breath. Ooh, well timed. Kay let out a deep, tired sigh.
I'm sorry. I lost track of time.
It's okay.
Not having any memories is less than desirable, but it could be argued that regaining them is almost more taxing.
So, you remembered almost everything?
No, the details are still indistinct, especially more recent events.
Huh.
Sigma, I'm sorry, but would it be all right if I laid down for a bit?
What's wrong?
I don't feel very well. It must be because I remembered so much so quickly. My head feels like it's going to explode.
Okay, but don't actually explode, okay? Are you okay?
Yes. I think I just need to rest.
Okay. Take as long as you need. I'll go look for Clover and Tenmyoji myself.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Kay lowered himself heavily onto the red sofa in the corner of the room. Well, guess I'd better get moving then. I stepped out of the room and nearly ran into Phi. What are you doing? You're supposed to be waiting back in the warehouse.
Yeah, I know. I just decided to go check on you guys. I waited a long time and nobody showed up. Judging by your face, you haven't found them either. Damn. Where's Kay?
Yeah. He's in the lounge.
You decided to split up?
Well, not quite. Instead of waiting for my answer, she opened the door to the lounge and walked in.
What's up with him?
I guess he's not feeling too well. He said he wanted to rest for a bit.
Is he alright?
I think so. We should leave him alone right now, though. Remember, there's a real person inside that suit. I'm sure he's just tired.
Tired, huh? How are you feeling?
What?
I feel tired just looking at you. Your face is like a week-old sock.
Really? Well, I guess I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little exhausted. I mean, all of a sudden I wake up trapped in some weird-ass game, and then dead bodies start turning up. Honestly, I'm amazed I've managed to hold on to my sanity for this long. Just about everything here makes absolutely zero sense. The more I try to figure any of it out, the more I feel like my brain's just going to melt and run out of my ears. You know what I'm talking about, right? We managed to figure out who the killer was, but there's still 100 other questions we have no idea about. Where the hell are we? Why are we even here? What's this whole nonary game thing for? And what is Zero Senior up to? Hell, how about who Zero Senior is? The rabbit said he was one of us, but... Do you think it's Dio?
Who knows?
Besides, we still don't even know why Dio killed them. He said he was ordered to do it, but... And there's more too. What about the old lady? Who is she? What's her deal? Hell, what are any of our deals? I don't know jack shit about anyone here. I don't even know anything about you, Phi.
Are you serious? You can't honestly suspect me, can you?
No, that's not it.
I'm just like you. I was kidnapped on December 25th and brought here too.
She trailed off. You heard that, right?
Yeah, it came from the hallway.
Let's go have a look.
There's nobody here.
Maybe they got on the elevator?
Let's try hitting the button. If the door doesn't open immediately, then we'll know the elevator's downstairs.
Someone just used the elevator.
Thought so.
Let's go. Which way? Where do you think they went?
Let's just head for the green door.
Why?
Because the treatment center's there. That's where Dio and Quark are.
So?
You aren't worried? I just want to make sure they're safe.
They're fine. Tenmyoji or Clover probably made that noise. Well, maybe both of them. But I don't think they'd hurt Quark or Dio.
Are you sure?
Huh?
Dio admitted to killing the old woman, but he still insists that he didn't kill Alice or Luna. What if he's telling the truth?
Are you serious? You're gonna believe him?
Doesn't matter. I just want to know if they're safe. No harm in being careful.
Alright, fine. Getting some horror movie vibes right now. We headed to the first pod. I cracked open the top and lifted it back. There was Quark, sound asleep. See?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I was probably getting worried for nothing. How about Dio?
Let's open his. There's a clock. Uh-oh. What the hell?
Check his pulse!
It was pointless to check his pulse. He was obviously dead, but I did it anyway. Yeah, he's dead.
Look, The oxygen level for his pod says 0%.
And that means he asphyxiated. But why?
Someone must have tampered with the pod and lowered the oxygen levels.
Who?
Look, we should go tell Kay about this. Come on, let's go!
Without waiting for me to follow, Phi turned and ran off. I took a deep breath and followed. Phi and I burst into the lounge and ran up to Kay. Kay, wake up. Something's happened. When he didn't move, I grabbed him by the shoulders and shook. He twitched and quickly sat up.
What is it?
We explained about how we'd found Dio dead, and how it looked like he died of asphyxiation. It appeared that someone had reduced the oxygen level to his pod to 0.
What? But why? I thought that Dio was the one who killed the old woman, Alice, and Luna. Then who killed him, if he was the murderer?
The only person who could have done it are Clover and Tenmyoji. Well, that's not exactly true. Phi could have done it.
There's also Quark.
What? No. That's impossible. Are you suggesting Quark woke up, opened his pod from the inside, killed Dio, and then went back to sleep? Well, we know there's a lever in there. So the from the inside part isn't crazy.
No, I'm just saying that strictly speaking, it's a possibility. So just, you know, take it into consideration.
Well, in that case, Phi, I hate to say it, but doesn't that mean that you could have done it?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes, you could have done it any time after Sigma and I left the Floor B warehouse.
Don't give me that. I was waiting for Clover and Tenmyoji to show up. They never did, though, so I got impatient and went to find you guys. Then I bumped into Sigma in front of the lounge.
She went on to explain about the sound we heard.
I see. So you heard something. Then perhaps it is likely that Clover and Tenmyoji were at fault.
Were the two of you together the whole time you were investigating?
Yes, we were.
You never split up or anything?
Nope.
In any event, we don't have a great deal of time to discuss it.
Oh crap. We've only got 7 minutes until the primary doors open.
All right, let's get back to the Floor B warehouse. Maybe Clover and Tenmyoji are already there.
Oh, where is Dio's bracelet?
His what?
Huh?
You didn't take it? Dio was a green solo. Phi and I are the magenta pair.
Shit. You're right.
It was next to him. It was there.
Without Dio's bracelet, we won't be able to open the secondary door.
I fear not.
Then we need to hurry. We'll drop by the treatment center on the way back and grab the bracelet.
All three of us don't need to go. You two go on ahead. I'll get the bracelet.
All right.
Oh, one other thing. I need to give you these.
The yellow pair of bracelets. Were these Alice and Luna's?
Yes, without these, you would be stuck. So, here you are. Please, take them.
I grabbed the bracelets and shoved them into my pocket.
All right, let's get going.
Shit, they're not here.
Maybe they did go through the door, like Kay said.
With Quark's bracelet?
Or...
Or what? Oh, come on, man. You better not give me this maybe they're already dead crap. I got enough of it from Dio. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This isn't funny, Phi. If you're right, then you, Kay, and Quark are the only people left alive here.
Hey, lay off. I want to believe they're alive too, but...
We heard a noise and turned.
I apologize for keeping you.
Did you get Dio's bracelet?
Well, technically, yes, but...
Huh?
Best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
What?
What the hell?
I assume whoever murdered Dio did this.
But why? There's no point.
I can't say for sure, but if I were to guess...
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
With a bracelet like this, I doubt we can get past the secondary door.
That means Kay and I will...
Oh no. Shit. You're gonna...
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll be penalized.
I see. That's what they wanted. Whoever killed Dio wanted to use the game to kill me and Kay. That's why they broke the bracelet.
I think so. It makes the most sense.
How can you be so calm? In 5 minutes you're gonna be...
Go on ahead, Sigma. You have those bracelets Kay gave you, right? You should be able to get through the secondary door with those. So just...
Fuck that. You know I can't just ditch you guys like that.
But if you stay here, you'll...
You think I don't know that? What kind of monster am I if I just leave you here to die? Ugh. God damn it. This was bad. What was I gonna do? I needed to calm down. Just calm down. Calm down and think. There had to be a way to save them. There had... To be continued. Wow. Huh. Right on the dot. Well, my throat hurts after all that. But hey, did that basically right on time, really. Because of the way my throat is right now, I think I'll just wait until next time to give my thoughts on the whole thing, the Kay's story and the stuff with Dio. So, yeah, we'll talk about it next time. This has been VLR. I've been The Worm, and I hope to see you next time.